Welcome to Red Giant's Farming Guide. In this guide I'm going to show you the basic process to level your farming from 1 to 99. I'm going to include a link to the RuneScape wiki in the description. This wiki will help you fill in the gaps that I'm going to leave. In the first section I'll be showing you two things, the locations of herb patches and the locations of allotment patches, which will be for people just starting out with farming. We'll be taking 5 herb seeds out of the bank, the ectophile, 5 super compost, and runes to teleport to Trollheim. We will start by teleporting to Port Plastimus, or Port Plasterass as I like to call it, because it looks like it was stuck to somebody's ass for a while. So we're going to weed the patch, add the super compost or regular compost depending on what you decide to use, and then add the new herbs. Since I've been using this method to generate money, I come to find that my herbs are diseased, and rather than replacing them, I have to add plant cure. Personally, I wish they would have just died so I can keep moving on. Port Plastimus also has the first allotment patch. If you've got super low farming, this is one of the places you would plant tomatoes, potatoes, or sweet corn. I have just teleported to Trollheim. You'll need to do all the quests up to Edgar's Ruse in order to use this teleport. More information can be found on the wiki. Before we get to the next patch, I'd also like to point out I use a timer app that I've downloaded to my smartphone, which I also will add to the video description. I use this timer to keep track of the growing times for the herbs. This way I know when I need to replant, and I can go replant immediately, maximizing my profit. Grow times can also be found on the wiki. Once again, we will add the super compost and the herb seed to the patch. The Trollheim herb patch is the only herb patch in the game that will not become diseased, so it's actually worth the effort to do the 5 or 6 quests required to get here. Now we are going to use the lodestone network to teleport to Faldor, however it's said. Remember to bank the herbs that you have when we go by the bank, because running out of inventory space in a herb patch will waste a lot of time. Once again, we will pick the herbs, add new compost and a new seed, and then we will be teleporting via the lodestone network to Catherby. I'm just a bit low on plant cure, so I'm going to stop off at the store and buy some more real quick. And now we will be lodestoning to Aldridge, or however that's said, where we will burn the place down because I'm up for a change of pace. Okay, now since my inventory is full, I get to go dump it. Up until this point, the entire guide has lasted about 5 minutes and 30 seconds, so as you can see, wasting 30 seconds banking is a pretty big deal. Okay then, this will conclude this part of the guide. This went first because it's the most important. It's the only way that I know of to actually make money with farming. So in all sections of the guide after this require you to spend a lot of money. The higher level you get, the more expensive it gets, and you need to grow herbs to help offset the cost. Okay, now for the wood tree section. When starting in Lumbridge Castle, I will need to take 5 plant pots, 5 wood tree seeds, in my case, and 5 super composts, as super compost reduces grow time for trees and they take several hours to grow. We will need to add the seeds to the pots, water them, and since I usually store my watering can with the leprechaun, I will need to run downstairs and grab it. Okay, so now that the old tree has been removed, all we can do is wait for the saplings to grow. So instead of watching me stand here doing nothing, we're gonna watch Chester the Walrus!
I'm gonna eat your soul.
Alrighty then, so now we're going to throw the compost in and throw the sapling in. We'll be able to move on to our next spot. Okay, so now we're going to teleport to Varrock. The next tree patch is in front of the castle. I'm not going to pay the farmer, but with this tree, as it's very expensive to pay him, on top of a very expensive seed. But if you're going to grow something lower level, then I recommend using the wiki to figure out what you need to pay the farmer to have him take care of it, so you don't waste time and money with a dead tree. Remove old tree, add compost, throw new tree in the ground. Don't forget to pay the farmer. And now we are going to use the spirit tree to go to the Tree Gnome Stronghold, where we will do the same thing again. The next two locations will be in Cavalry and Faldor, and we will do the same thing that we did on the last two trees. Okay, so the final section of the guide will be over fruit trees, and it will be basically the same as wood trees, only in different locations where fruit tree patches are. We will need plant pots, super compost, seeds, and something to pay the farmers with. I'm going to start in Varrock and use a spirit tree again. We are going to stop at the tree gnome maze this time, and then after that we will go to the tree gnome stronghold again. Okay, and once again, we will put the seeds in the pots, water the pots, and then we will stand around doing nothing. And instead of making you watch us stand around doing nothing, I'm going to make you look at a pickle! Do not forget to pay the farmer. One of the most annoying parts of farming is realizing that you have to go back to the last 4 farmers and give them pineapples because you don't want your crap to die. Okay, and now we will be going to Catherby and doing the same thing, because this is the most exciting part of the guide, where we do the same thing over and over again, like, well, that's how RuneScape is, so it is fun. Okay, now we will be using the tiny elf crystal to teleport to Lydia, or however the hell that's pronounced. This will be the last stop. Okay, then that's the end of the guide. If you found this guide at all useful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Help me find a new idea to make another video for. If you would like to watch 15 hours of woodcutting, then I will make a video of 15 hours of woodcutting, but personally I find that really boring. I'm not sure what people would want to watch pertaining to RuneScape. It isn't the most action-packed game on the internet, so thanks.